Today, you're going to learn a mindfulness tool that will help you do hard things, such as quitting drinking alcohol or cutting back on alcohol, cutting back on those sweets or that caffeine or those energy drinks or that coffee, or getting up early, going to bed early, or doing that thing that you are procrastinating on. This mindfulness tool will help you succeed with the things that you want to do that you feel are hard to do, which is why you haven't succeeded at doing them yet. But before I teach it to you, I want to make sure that you go back and listen to yesterday's episode number 24 and episode number 1, because today's episode piggybacks on those two episodes. Episode 1 was how to do dry January successfully. And yesterday's episode was on how to exit out of dry January into February so that you feel like you have a plan in place so you don't go overboard. And so that was yesterday's episode. So please go listen to those. So the 1-1-10 mindfulness method, what is it? It is 3 things that you do on a daily basis. And it doesn't take very long at all. The rewards from using this tool are outstanding. And that's why I'm teaching this to you. And I'm going to share how I use it as well. So what is the 1-1-10 mindfulness method? 1 stands for one daily intention, and the other one stands for one thing that you are grateful for. Tomorrow we'll talk about what the 10 stands for. So one daily intention. If you've been doing your daily intention, you're starting to get good at it. Am I correct? We've been saying, I am alcohol free. I am alcohol free today. I am alcohol free today. Or if you were doing dryish January, I will drink 2 glasses of wine today. Or I will drink 3 beers this evening during the game. You are already pre-deciding and setting an intention. And that makes it just so much easier to follow through because you don't have to make any more decisions around your drinking. I am, and then you set your intention. So I am or I will. So that is the first part. And then the second part, so the 1-1, we just talked about the first one. The second one is something that you are grateful for. What this does is this raises your vibration in your body. And we're going to talk more about that in a future episode. But when you say something that you are grateful for, how can you be in a bad mood? It's hard to be in a bad mood when you're saying something that you are grateful for. Every morning before I even get out of bed, I set an intention and I say one thing that I'm grateful for. And as I talked about before, I also add a gratitude practice to my daily journaling practice where I just mention to myself 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I love doing that. I highly recommend that you do that. But for this practice, this mindfulness tool that we are using, it's just one thing that you are grateful for. So one daily intention, one thing that you are grateful for. Let me share how this has been working for me. I have a recent example. And if you are listening on the podcast, I'm about to hold up a bag of pita chips. Okay, so I'm holding up a bag of pita chips. You can probably hear them. But I have noticed in the last 2 days that I ate a whole bag of pita chips, and it's a big bag. And this morning, and I can see it in my face. I can see the salt in I can see the puffiness in my face. And I decided that I did not want to eat these pita chips today. So before I even got out of bed, I set my daily intention. I will stay away from the pita chips today. I will stay away from the pita chips today. And guess what? I have not been tempted at all, even with this bag sitting in front of me, to eat pita chips at all. I have no desire to eat the pita chips. Do I like the pita chips? I love the pita chips. I like the way they crunch. I love the way they taste. I like the salt on them. Absolutely. But because I set my daily intention today, I have no desire to eat them, nor have I had one pita chip today. That is why the power of setting a daily intention. It works. What are some other examples of setting a daily intention? What could it look like? I will go to bed before 10 p.m. tonight. That could be a daily intention. I will do the first part of this project that is due in a week. I will finish it by today. That could be a daily intention. I will get up at 7 a.m. every day this week. That could be a daily intention. I will go to the gym and walk for 1 mile. That could be a daily intention. Anything you want, you can set a daily intention. Your daily intention can be anything that you want it to be, but I want it to be something positive. In other words, I don't want you to say, I will not drink today. I want it to be in the positive, which is why we frame it like, I will be alcohol free today. I will be alcohol free today, or I am alcohol free today. Notice how I said, I will not eat pita chips today. I said, I will stay away from the pita chips today. I will stay away from pita chips today and eat healthy things that nourish my body. And I have no desire to eat the chips today. The power and the energy behind your intention will move you to be successful. So that is the daily intention. Now let's talk about the other part. So the 1-1-10 mindfulness method. So we know the daily intention. Now let's talk about the other one, which is one thing that you are grateful for today. Just one thing. I am grateful for my eyes, my eyesight, my hearing. It could be for your puppies, your dog, your child, the warm bed that you sleep in, the hot shower, the cold plunge. You can be grateful for anything that you want to. It can be something physical. It can be something non-material, anything you want. Just have to say it. I really want you all to get into the mindset of completing this either first thing in the morning, before you get out of bed, or when you get into bed. You set your daily intention for the next day. You go to sleep on this positive note, and your subconscious mind can think about it all through the night. So the 1-1-10 mindfulness method. Here's another way that I've used this. I have told myself that I am consistent. I am consistent. I am consistent. I am consistent, because it was something that I was lacking in my life, was consistency. I love starting things, but not so much finishing things. For example, I never in my mind thought that I could do a 30-day podcast for 30 days in a row, and also put it on YouTube at the same time. Never in my mind did I think this would be possible. But about 4 months ago, I started telling myself, I am consistent. I am consistent. I am persistent. I am consistent. I am consistent. And I write this down every single day in my journal. I am consistent. 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 We're on day 26 or day 25 of the podcast. And so far I've done 25 episodes for us. And I'm kind of amazed at myself that I've been able to do that. I never would have thought that it would have been possible. I don't know if you know this, but I started another podcast, June of last year, and I only put out 3 episodes. I was not consistent, nor was I persistent. And I really wanted to be. I did. I really wanted to be consistent and persistent, but I hadn't decided to be that way. Therefore, I was just wanting it. And remember, we talked about in this podcast before, the difference between wanting and deciding and having. And I wanted it, but I hadn't decided to have it. And the way that you decide to have it is you have to program your brain and become that identity, become that person. And you do that through your daily intentions, your gratitude practice, and your I am statement practice, which we will talk about that another time. But I never imagined that I would be able to do this. If you are thinking the same thing about your dry January. You never thought you'd be able to do this, but look at you and you're doing it. Congratulations. Do you have more yeses that you've been alcohol free than no's? Congratulations. And if you don't have more no's than yeses, you know what? You're still making progress and you're still here and you're still watching and listening. And I'm really proud of you for doing that. I want you to be proud of you for doing that, because this becoming alcohol free, going alcohol free, it's a journey. It's not just for most people. It's a journey. It's not just going from drinking all week long for the last few years to all of a sudden just stopping. There's probably a progression, a personal development or a spiritual growth progression that has been going on. And that is what this podcast is about, is helping us take the baby steps that we want so that we become alcohol free. We live an amazing life. We have the life that we want. We live our purpose. And it's really hard to do that when we're sucking on the bottle frequently. I just want to tell you all that I'm so proud of you and I want to thank you for being here. This is the first part of the 1-1-10 method. We're going to go over the 10 part tomorrow. Now, this is where I would typically talk about what I'm loving now. But I'm getting some feedback from you guys that you want more of the message and not so much of the other segments. I want to hear from you. Can you please go down into the comments and vote? Down into the description below and give me your vote. Do you like the Oracle card segment and the What I'm Loving Now segment? I want to know because I want to give you all what you want. And so far it's 50-50. I need more votes. So please, you guys, go down and vote in the description below whether or not you want me to continue on with the What I'm Loving Now and the Oracle card, where I share my Oracle card message with you all so that you can tap into your intuition. And I cannot wait to be here tomorrow with you all to share the rest of the 1-1-10 mindfulness method tool. Hope you all have a great evening, great morning, wherever you're at. And remember to shine bright. Bye for now.